Welcome to another edition of Hidden Treasures. We've not had one of these for a long time now because of me being on sabbatical, but now is the time to have another one. The purpose of our Hidden Treasures is to find more about our friends who attend Muswell Hill Methodist Church. And so today's special visitor, it's a joy to welcome Amma. How are you, Amma?
Matt, I'm really well. Thank you for having me and welcome back from sabbatical.
Thank you. It feels a long time ago, but yeah, it's good to be back.
It's good to have you back.
Thank you. So Emma, for those I know you, you know me, but tell our listeners, our viewers, tell us a bit about yourself.
Yeah, sure. So my name's Amma Primicino. I'm a mother of two. I have a 19-year-old son called Julio and recently 13-year-old daughter called Giovanna. We live not far from the church. We live in Muswell Hill, myself and my husband, and together we raise these two beautiful children. I'm also a life coach. I support people in transition, on their journey from one version of themselves to another, specifically around confidence. I help people who are trapped in the bubble of overthinking and self doubt so that they can have clarity on their purpose and mission. Yeah. So that's me.
I can certainly relate to that sometimes because when in ministry, public all the time, and people look at you at the front, and sometimes just some confident words of "well done" can be a good thing. It's affirming, isn't it, when people say "well done" to you? So they're very. Sometimes we can be quick to criticise, but sometimes we need to be quick to give each other praise as well, don't we?
Absolutely. I think we're all driven by the same need, and that really is to be seen, heard, and appreciated. And the value of somebody seeing you and saying, "Well done, I see you, keep going, you can do it." All those words of affirmation can help you believe in parts of yourself that are new and you don't believe fully yet. So, totally.
Absolutely. And also, so you being a life coach, a mum, a wife,
Yeah.
all of this. But tell us a bit about your story for you. I believe it started off in Ghana.
That's right. So I was born in Ghana, and my story is one of many journeys across countries, cultures, and many seasons of reinvention.
Mm.
I was born in Ghana. I lived there until I was 10 years old, and my parents relocated to the UK. When we came to England, as you can imagine, that was my first major reinvention and transition, getting to know myself and who I am when I'm not plugged into my support network, my family, people who mostly look like me, my school friends, and starting life all over again. And for a long time, I believed that I had to prove my worth through achievements,
Mm.
achieving in school, achieving in different in work. And I did build a successful career in corporate PR. And of course, as you know, I raised a family. But somewhere along the journey, um, I lost connection with my own peace.
Mm.
It wasn't until I slowed down and surrendered to control that I realized that it wasn't about proving who I am from achievement, but finding who I'm becoming through the different seasons of my life. And when I figured this out, when I figured it out through major life transitions, like, for example, the loss of my father or becoming a mum or, reinventing my own career, that I realized that there's something powerful about building a deeper, meaningful relationship through all the seasons of life with Christ.
Mm.
And my confidence and courage and ability to navigate the wobbliness that I was experiencing came from my faith. So when I figured this out, I wanted to support others in transition to find meaning and purpose and courage. And sometimes, you call this program Hidden Treasures. Some of our most hidden treasures are buried in our painful parts. And sometimes God also hides our purpose in the very places that we want to escape and hide. And it's about leaning in and surrendering and having more faith.
That sounds fantastic of your story there. And, fast forwarding to you now being a life coach and your story from in Ghana, do you think that your story from in Ghana to is helped you, it's influenced you to be a life coach now?
I think God used all parts of us
Mm,
to gather tools, resources, wisdom, experience to become the version of us that sits in front of each other today. So, yes, the fabric of who I am is woven from where my life began to where I am today.
yeah.
My father was a political figure and had to flee because of political unrest in his country of Ghana.
Mm,
And definitely become being a refugee, fleeing, because when you flee, it's not like your parents decided to go build a life in a nicer country. They
mm,
had to run away. And that does something to you. That definitely becomes a part of you building strength, you building courage, you believing in things you cannot see yet through faith.
mm. Yeah, and
And
I wonder what that's like for you actually when you look at the news at the moment and you see things of if you like the far right and the marches. I mean, I wonder what's that like for you, I mean, when you see that? Because being a refugee yourself, as you said, a refugee leaves everything behind and to try and find a new way, a new purpose in life. And I wonder when you see things still happening today, I wonder what that's like for you.
it's easy for me to identify and have
Mm,
more compassion and empathy for those in that place. But Matt, I also believe that we're all refugees. At one point in life, we're all fleeing from
mm,
one place of a version of us that we've outgrown or doesn't serve us anymore into a new version of us. And what we want is for people to give us the space and the freedom to allow our growth to unfold and take us wherever it will take us for us to feel at peace and safety. So I always believe and I wish the world will find a way to have conversations
mm.
and to even disagree, but without war and without fighting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like disagreeing well, isn't it? Being
Yes.
able to disagree and to understand each other. That's a really powerful thing to look at it to say also that we're all refugees and to think of it like that. You've helped me to see something different where, yeah, actually we are. Um, when we do our ancestry test, I don't know if you've done one of those, but doing an ancestry, and it's interesting just a percentage of me that's from doing my DNA where it's parts in Germany, Austria, Luxembourg. So there could be like Matt Lunds, I don't know, all around in Europe. But you begin to see there that our identity, isn't it? It's wider than what it is.
It is. And also, I mean, that's going even further back. But if you look
Mm,
at your recent choice to move, imagine you had to grow up and only stay in Hull because that's
mm,
just where you were born. For whatever reason, either by inspiration or desperation,
mm,
we should be given the freedom to move and to go start again. And there's nothing more courageous than, faith driving you to say that
mm,
you can start all over again. And what's breaking you could be breaking you for a newer version of yourself to evolve. So
mm, mm,
if it wasn't for my father's political, and I believe in divine synchronicity. If
mm.
it wasn't for what happened to my father when I was a little girl, my children wouldn't be born by the father that they have right now. So it's
Yeah.
just all divinely orchestrated. And
Mm,
I rather believe that we're part of the piece of the puzzle. I am a piece of the
mm,
puzzle of the
mm.
master's plan. And
Yeah.
when you're called or invited to grow, evolve, or move, or go somewhere else, some people are missionaries, some people are expats, whatever it is, to just lean into that and to trust the unfolding of life.
It's a really good way of putting it. I had a vision in my head just now when you were saying about puzzles, where there's a jigsaw puzzle
Mhm.
and there's just one piece left,
Yeah.
and you've got that one last piece, and it shows that we're all together really, part of the puzzle. I like that very
Yeah.
much.
Yesterday I was in church with you, and
Mm.
where I was at, I had such a great vision of the window and the
Yeah,
stained glass
yeah.
window. And actually, I've never even noticed that there were actually little pieces of broken glass put together.
Mm,
It's the light reflecting through the pieces
mm,
that, from our perspective, we're looking at a perfect piece of art that tells a story, and each one of the pictures tell a different story.
mm,
One of the ladies next to me had the book that explained, either childhood or brotherlyhood, different stories. And what if we can surrender to seeing our lives as the same way as the stained glass window? All the broken pieces is what creates the perfection of who we are. And that it's really about letting in the light
love
and
it.
letting the light to
That is a
shine.
really powerful image. It reminds me of when um, I think, yeah, it was Martin Luther King Jr. that said, darkness cannot drive out darkness,
Mm.
only light can do that. And I think that image of that window, the light coming through, and on that cross, on that stained glass window, different parts of the story,
Mm.
and we're all part of that, which is something powerful to think about, really. Um, so you're a life coach, and I wonder for those who don't know what life coaching is. I do because I've done a session with you, which was wonderful. But for those who are watching, wanting to know more about life coaching, I wondered if you could share that with the people, knowing that it's different from um, aspects of coaching and also different to therapy as well. So I wondered, Emma, what is life coaching?
Mm. I think you're quite right. Most people know a lot about therapy and
Mm,
counseling, but coaching is relatively newer discipline in the UK, especially. Counseling and therapy takes a patient or a client and looks at what's causing them trouble, and it's the view of the past, what
mm,
happened, going back sometimes as early as the patient's memory of an event that could be disturbing them today. Whereas coaching understands that yes, we all have a past, yes, we all have a story. However, when you're focused on the future and developing a future that's compelling, what do you want to achieve in the future? What do you want to avoid in the future? What are the next best steps? What are you willing to do now? And break it down with accountability, love, guidance, strategy, and support. Whatever's bothering you in your past becomes, you shrink the gap between that issue or event,
mm.
because you're now stepping into a future that lights you up, that excites you, and can't wait to step in. So the difference is the coaching focus on the future and counseling and therapy focus on the past. And if you think of it as being in a car,
Mm,
when you're in the car, there's a reason why your windscreen mirror is bigger than your rear view mirror and the side mirrors, because the focus is to keep looking ahead and keep focusing ahead. Of course, we use the rear view mirror and the side mirror to quickly glance and get a reflection of what was that past, because the past can also give you some insights into where you're going. But mostly it's about keeping your eyes on the future and creating a future that is compelling, that helps you to step into your purpose, your power, your freedom, and your joy.
wow, that's great. And if anyone's watching this and want to do a bit of life coaching with you, tell the people how can they do that?
They can send me a quick message. I can put my details in the comments of this video right here.
Great.
Otherwise, I'm across all social media platforms and under my own name, which is Amma, A-M-M-A, Premicino. Again, I'll put the spellings in the comments below. And I offer a complimentary 30-minute private session where we can dive deep into um, anything that you're wanting to call into this life, achieve into the season of your life, or maybe just for me to sit and listen to you for half an hour. Something perhaps you have a burning desire in your heart that you've never shared with anybody, but you want a safe space to explore what that could be. And yeah, we'll take it from there.
That's fantastic. Now, I believe that you've got a little game, a cards that you want to do. But before we do that, while you're getting ready, I just want to say to our viewers, our listeners, that please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And also, if you're listening on our podcast on Apple or Spotify, subscribe to our channel and more updates will be on your phone. So, I believe you got a game for me.
I do have a little game, Matt,
Oh,
and I want the viewers to also join along.
okay.
This is particularly for anybody who's struggling with perfectionism but want to progress in life. Any area of your life, your faith, your family, your freedom, your finances. And also, this game helps you to see that you're not behind, you're refining, you might be detouring. And sometimes God uses delays and disappointments as treasures that you can uncover any season in your life. Okay. So,
Mm.
this game is called Find Your Bling. And today we're going, since I'm talking to Matt, who's a minister, I thought we will start with the believe card. Okay.
Great.
And
We all
Matt
need that.
Matt knows what it's all about. But those of you who are new, it says,
Mm.
okay, Matt, actually, let's start this way. What is a question that's on your heart today? And let me write the question down.
Oh, a question.
A
Any
question.
question?
Any particular question around what you're trying to bring into this season in your life? What are you trying to achieve in this season in your life? And
Oh,
is there a question that you're stuck on?
a question that I had,
Mm-hmm.
because this evening, so those who are watching later, on a Monday,
Yeah.
I go to an Andy Man's club.
Uh-huh.
And I just message Helen, my wife, to say, I don't think I'm going to go tonight because I've got time and I've got all this to do. And I think the question that I asked myself is, do I go to Andy Man's club tonight? Knowing, and the belief side of things, knowing that if I do go, I'll I'll enjoy it and I'll need it. But the question is, the viewers who are watching this, they can actually find out, did he go to Andy Mann's club or not? But the question is, I think what's going on in my head right now, and unpacking it, lots of things. Do I go to Andy Mann's club?
Okay.
Is that
So,
all right?
yeah, great. If I'm hearing you correctly,
Mm,
the dilemma is, do I go to the Andy Man's club because I haven't got time?
correct. Yeah.
Okay. And so many people can relate to that. How many times do we want to do something, but we keep saying, I don't have the time. Maybe you
Mm,
want to lose weight. Maybe you want to do a course to upgrade your skill set. The thing that keeps coming up is, I don't have the time. Okay, so the belief card
mm.
is about believing anything is possible. It's like taking the lid off a box that have the most amazing gifts inside that will enrich your life. When you choose a believe card, notice the story you tell yourself about what you've read. Does the story keep you small, or the story excites you to take your life to the next level? Be open, be curious, and notice how this card relates to your question. Stories are powerful. Make yours extraordinary because you deserve it. So Matt's question is, do I go to the Andy Man's Club because I don't have the time?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So here's the deck of believe cards. I'm spreading it out so that I can pick one for you. If I
Okay.
was sat in front of you, I'd spread this in front of you and you pick one yourself.
Mm,
But here you go. I'll come
okay.
closer.
Yeah, I can see. Yeah.
Tell me
Mm,
when to stop.
we'll do stop.
Stop.
Yeah.
So that's this one right here. Okay. Hang on. So before dropping the others. That's this one here. And this one says, am I focusing more on the positives or the negatives?
Whoa. What a question. Am I focusing on the positives or the negatives? Mm,
So you said, do I go to the Andy Man's Club tonight? Because I don't have time. Matt, And the question is, are you focusing on the positives or on the negatives? What are the positives?
The positives is that, well, first of all, the positive is that there's plenty going on. That's the positive, I guess. The negative to that is not focusing on the support that is around. And that can then, if I put the time to aside, the positive is that actually I'll go to Andy Mann's club, I'll have that support, fellow men with me in a circle, and we're able to share on what's on our hearts. And that is the positive of the fellow peers around that will be able to support me.
Mm. So sometimes having plenty on
Mm,
full calendar can have a negative and a positive.
yeah, yeah.
On this occasion, you also mentioned that you're not focusing on support. So presumably, if you didn't go, you would get somebody else to go. You would appoint somebody else to go.
You see, I've got to, yeah,
That
yeah,
delegation.
yeah, yes, I would go because I've got to go because I'm a well, I go every Monday. It's my support group, and I need to go.
When you
Yeah,
do go to the support group, what do you notice about how you feel afterwards?
listen to
Uh-huh.
um, a circle that we're able to share because we pass the talking ball around, so we're able to share what's on our hearts, but then also to support fellow men and to be there and support each other, and then leaving thinking, yeah, that was so worthwhile.
That was so worthwhile. Okay, so remember the belief card says, notice the story you tell about yourself. So does going to the support group keep you small or does it excite you to take life to the next level?
Excites me to the next level, definitely,
Okay.
because the people I get to see and are all mixed. And the good thing is, I don't go with a clerical collar on, even I've not got one on now, but I get to go as Matt, and we get to see all kinds of beliefs, no beliefs, people, men maybe struggling with their mental health but need somewhere. So, yeah, it's definitely something that energizes me because I'm able to be in a different setting to what I'm usually in.
So based on the fact that you go with your color off, you become part of the
Yeah.
community, you
Mm,
give support, you get support, you're nourishing on each other.
mm.
The question is, do you go
Question
tonight?
is, do I go tonight? And I want people to know if they're watching this, they could question in the YouTube, did Matt go to Andy Mann's club or not? And I'll find out, and people can find out and look at that. But also, remind everybody of the question on that card. What was it again about the positives and the negatives?
So the belief card is believing that anything is possible in life. It's like taking a lid off a box that has the most amazing gifts inside that will enrich your life. When you choose a belief card, notice the story you tell yourself about what you've read. Okay. So the card Matt chose, am I focusing more on the positive or am I focusing more on the negatives? Because when you want to do something and there's a block, a limiting belief around it, it's either positive or negative. And um, does your story keep you small or does it excite you to take life to the next level? So be curious, be open, and notice how this card relates to the question. Stories are powerful. We're always telling ourselves a story,
Mm.
and that story is either negative or positive. Make your story powerful because you deserve it. And Matt, you said you want the viewers to stay tuned. So if there's a man in the community that
Mm.
might get this video, where is the Andy Man's Club and where do they come and see if you're there or not?
Yeah, well, they can join us at Euston, but also if they go on the Andy Mann's Club website and put the postcode in, they'll find the nearest Andy Mann's Club, and it happens every one of them happens on a Monday, so they'll find it on there. But I will share if I go or not. But it's good. The thing of Andy Mann's Club is hashtag it's okay not to be okay.
Right.
and it's encouraging men to speak up and to be open. Um, but anybody who's watching this, please reach out to us. It's good that we can talk and we can be there for one another. But yeah, please answer the question in the comments about the positives and the negatives that we focus on.
Mm.
Emma, thank you so much for coming, sharing us. And, for those who are watching, we'll see you occasionally in the congregation at church on a Sunday. But we just want to say thank you to you, that you, as a hidden treasure, but also on the theme of our story, our song, that you have a story, a song that blesses us all. And we thank you for your ministry in life coaching.
Thank you so much, Matt, for always making me feel seen, appreciated, and extremely welcome, not just myself, but my entire family. From the moment we came in contact with you to every single season that I bump into you. So thank you. And thank you to all the community for welcoming me and my family.
Thank you. Thank you so much. God bless.
God bless you. Bye bye.